Today I wanted to share my experience of the third trimester of pregnancy. I have some notes on my phone because right now I'm technically in the fourth trimester, as you can see. Well, first of all, before I dive into it, if you wanted to see the first trimester and the second trimester experiences, I'll put that in the description box down below and like maybe on the screen right here. Let's dive into the third trimester. In the third trimester, I had back pain, which is what I had in the second trimester, but the back pain was a lot worse and a lot more frequent. It was like lower back pain, and then every now and then I would have a burning pelvis. I forgot what they called this. I think it was like round ligament pain. Oh my gosh, it just felt like it was like a rug burn inside my body. It did not feel good at all. It was so painful, and it really happened when I got up too quickly. Like if I was laying down and then got up, like it would just like start burning and it hurt so bad. I would just kind of have to like sit there, like I couldn't move. It was like I really just had to sit still and like wait for it to go away. But it was not a good time. And I hear like some moms deal with this and some moms don't. Like my cousin who was pregnant at the same time never dealt with that. So I guess it just depends on the person. But I learned to get up very, very slowly, like roll out of bed so slow, because I'd be so scared that anytime I would get up I would have that pain. Nesting. So I feel like a lot of people know that moms go through a nesting phase. Like I just wanted to organize everything. Like all of her stuff started coming in after the bridal shower, and like she got stuff at the bridal shower, and I just had so much fun like organizing her clothes and finding spots to put things. And we have a 600 square foot apartment, so it was like very strategic in putting all of her stuff in different spots. But it was so much fun. Just that nesting period, it's like you just know baby's coming, and like it's like a mama instinct where you're like, okay, I just need to find a spot for everything and get it ready. Because a lot of babies come early too, so it was like I was nesting pretty early on in the third trimester because I was like, I just want everything to be ready well before she comes. Okay, the next thing is I was tired again. I wasn't as tired as I was in the first trimester, but the second trimester, I feel like I didn't really even take naps. Like I had so much energy. But the third trimester, I would nap like maybe every day or every other day, but just a lot shorter naps compared to the first trimester. So my naps would be maybe for an hour versus the first trimester was like 3 to 4 hours, if not longer. But it was like, oh man, it was nice not being tired during the second trimester. But I mean, again, you're growing like a whole baby. As you can see, the baby is right here. Another thing is I would get headaches every now and then, and headaches just aren't fun. I can't even remember if it was like a dull headache or a sharp headache or a migraine feeling. I feel like I blocked it out of my memory, but I just remember I did get headache. Oh my goodness, I was talking to one of my friends one day, and I was sitting down just like chilling, and she was like, what are you doing? Are you on a walk? What are you, because I know sometimes I would talk to her like on the phone when I'm walking, and I'm like, no, I'm just sitting. And she's like, Tyler, you are out of breath. And I was like, am I? And so all the time I would be doing nothing, and I would just be like very, like I had this shortness of breath. Like it was very hard for me to catch my breath and to breathe and stuff. And it was like, I would say it was hard for me to breathe actually, but it was more like, I mean, when you're pregnant, it's like, it's just, you just are short of breath. I don't know how to explain it. Like I never really felt winded, but like people could hear it in me. Like I was really struggling to breathe, I guess. So that was kind of a weird symptom I was not expecting. All right, another thing that was weird that I wasn't expecting is I would throw up in my mouth a lot. Oh, and then one time it woke me up. Like I was sleeping and I like threw up in my mouth a little bit, and I like started to choke. Like it was, ooh, and I was like, why is this happening? And then I looked up like choking on barf, and like that was a thing some moms deal with, like in the middle of the night. It was like, what? I've never heard anyone talk about that before. So that was something that was a little weird. It only happened a few times, but the choking, the throwing up in the mouth happened a lot, but the choking did not happen that often. Another thing is I would get nosebleeds every now and then. They were just some really strange, like random symptoms that I know at the third trimester, like I thought the third trimester was going to be the worst because that's when the baby's like at the biggest, at the largest. But for me, I think the first trimester was the worst, just because the fatigue I felt in the first trimester, I was not prepared for, and I just do not like that feeling of like, even after you're sleeping, like still feeling tired. Like it's not fun. So I feel like the third trimester was actually okay, but if I had to rank them, I would say second trimester was great, then third, then first. I didn't have any more cravings during the third trimester. Like anytime people would come over, they'd be like, what do you have a taste for? And I literally had no, like I didn't have a care in the world of what I ate. Meanwhile, in the first trimester, I just wanted everything like cheesy. Like I wanted so much cheese, it was ridiculous. So the second trimester, or the third trimester, I was really, the only thing I really wanted was Gatorade. And if you watched my second trimester video, you know that Gatorade was my favorite thing ever. Like Gatorade was so satisfying, and even in the fourth trimester, I still feel it. Like the Gatorade and the electrolytes, something about it just is so delicious. I'm like, after I drink some Gatorade. which is really weird. Like Gatorade, I feel like normally has like barely any flavor, and I can't do Powerade. I mean, I'll do it, but like it's not as good as Gatorade to me. During the third trimester, I was really sensitive to smells, and like for some reason, honey. Oh, I would have tea and like I would put honey in the tea and I was like, this tea smells gross. I was like, I can't eat this, or I can't drink this. And I would have my husband like, I'm like, is this like, is the cup dirty? Like what's going on? He would smell it and he's like, it just smells like honey. He's like, that's what honey smells like. And I was like, this smells so bad. And I feel like even now in the fourth trimester, I still feel that way. Like even the taste of honey, I haven't been enjoying lately. And I know when people have a baby, like some of their like likes for food and stuff changes, but I'm like, I don't like honey, so I'm like, I really hope that goes away. But the smell of honey and like in the tea, like I could not even deal. I could not deal. Another thing is the cologne would be way too strong for me. If my husband put on cologne, I was just like, I can't deal with these scents. But yeah, the third trimester, I was a lot more, like I was moving around slower, obviously. And I feel like I would kind of moan and groan a lot. Like I didn't feel like I was in a whole lot of pain. Like yeah, I had backaches and stuff, but like my husband would just be like, are you okay? Because like anytime I would move to get up or anything, it would like, I'd make a noise just because it was like, it just took so much effort to like get up, to sit down and do all these things. But I still don't think the third trimester was bad. And it was funny because based on like how I was acting, my husband was like, I think the third trimester is the worst because like I was more like making just more like unpleasant sounds in the third trimester. And I was like, no. The first was the worst because I was asleep all day and like I would wake up and then just want to go back to sleep. Like that was the worst to me. So anyways, yeah, I think that's everything I need to say about the third trimester. I still was taking my prenatal vitamins. As far as essentials go, oh, they put me on iron pills because my iron was really low. So I started taking slow FE pills and I had to take 2. My iron was so low. So I took 2 of those pills and that helped me like be more regulated. I was still taking my thyroid medication because I had hypothyroidism. So when I started like adding the additional medications and pills and stuff, it made me feel like more regulated. Because I mentioned in my second trimester video, I was freezing in the second trimester, and then when they got me regulated, I was not freezing anymore. So when they added the iron pills, man, I was feeling warm. Like at night I would be like, I need to take these covers off, it's hot. And I like never felt hot before during pregnancy, and they say some pregnant women run hot. So it was like not until I was regulated that I got that like, okay, I feel like a hot pregnant, you know, like burning up. I'm like, I'm hot, you're cold, I'm burning up for you, baby. Like the Jonas Brothers, that's how I was feeling in the third trimester. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you had any of these symptoms in the third trimester or if you're experiencing anything different. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.